usually you don't, if it's Marcus Allen's, but other businesses are.
Am I understanding correctly that he has all the documents except signature?
But he only has one set. So that's still.
No, and we like them, look, we asked them to get them in ahead of time.
I know. I know.
But he has them,
But-
is that correct?
So we can make a copy, hopefully, of that. Would the committee be willing to consider allowing him to complete his application with the petitions before the June board meeting?
I mean, that's all we've been doing, right?
Yeah, and
for years.
Well,
my
that's what he
thing
said
is,
to John.
whatever we're gonna do, we have to keep it consistent, and we shouldn't.
Yeah, we shouldn't take this one case after.
Right.
But,
And also considering that the next time the general board will meet will be in September 9th, which would make it,
and if he came back next month, we're not gonna ask him anything else, we're not gonna find out anything else.
And so, to me, it seems like this might be resolved simply by having a conditional approval, that we vote to consider his application conditional upon him providing a requisite number of signatures showing due diligence to notify the community through that process. So, if somebody wants to actually make a motion.
So,
All those in favor of this conditional approval? He has to have the signatures submitted to John by the general board meeting. It's unanimous.
so I'll be in touch with you, I will.
I have the application here.
No, you can send it all, you can, if you can make copies and send it or email.
Okay,
If you want to leave me a set, that's fine.
I promise I'll give you everything.
I should have had the original.
That,
This is-
that,
What else do you need? A copy of the lease and the corporation? The layout?
this.
Copy of the lease?
We don't need this.
You know, the stuff.
This, okay, this on Pete, this on Pete.
That's, you just got that. That's what was, yeah, today.
That looks like,
Just certificate of people.
I don't need that.
Lease?
The lease, is this your only copy?
Yeah, it's my
Yeah,
copy.
I don't, let me look at your term. You said you thought it was 7 years. This is what we don't.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. And so our last item to consider is
Thank you.
Blues Jazz Cafe LLC, 2144 Fifth Avenue, known as Harlem Blues. And it is a new wine and beer license. Any questions, concerns, discussion regarding this application? If not, just need a motion.
Motion.
And a second. Okay, all those in favor of Blues Jazz Cafe LLC? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yes. Any nay? And any abstentions? And so, with that, we are actually almost finished with the meeting. I just wanted to ask Mary if she would just give a brief sort of summary of how this project has been going. If you notice, these forms have been given to the applicants that have been coming into the board. You know, this is a project that Mary has put together to assist businesses with issues, but I'll let you discuss.
So many of you, I mean, everybody here has been to the general board meetings now, and you hear from our community, they're saying things such as, you know, all you do is approve liquor licenses on the Economic Development Committee. And so one of the things that we started implementing, one of the things that we started talking about since last summer, last June, we talked about how we can better assist businesses when they come before us rather than just saying yay and nay for liquor licenses. And we also took into account the community assessment report, which says that we have a 22% poverty rate in our community. So when we look at those statistics, we look at how are we helping our community, what can we do to provide services to our community and ensure that the people, that's why we ask, are they hiring locally? Because if they're hiring from our community, then that should drive that number down somewhat. Now, again, you could argue that the wages are not enough for someone to be out of poverty, but if they are employed, then that's a good thing, especially when they're opening up businesses in our community. So this is why we decided to implement this process. We're asking businesses, what else can we help you with besides a liquor license or a sidewalk cafe? And then we're also asking them, are you hiring locally? And we're also asking them, how are you giving back to the community? So this brings everything full circle, holistically. How are we helping businesses help our community? And that's what this process is about.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Those may be filled out.
Yeah, this is a filled out one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is empty.
Oh,
This is,
okay.
I like it too.
and this one.
Can we get it via email?
Yes, and I can also email it as well. So far we've had about over 10 businesses fill out the form. We started implementing this last month. We've been wanting to implement it for a long time, but we finally implemented it last month. And so last meeting, the businesses loved, they really were like gracious about filling them out because it was like for the first time they come to a community board meeting and they're saying, wow, you're actually asking us, first of all, how you can help us, and then secondly, how we can help you. Where these forms go is they go to the Manhattan Borough President's Office. The Manhattan Borough President's Office looks at the needs of the community or of the business owner, and then they give them to the proper city agencies that should be assisting with them. And then we follow through to see if the business has been helped and assisted. And then we also ask them again, did they hire locally? And then we look for that proof. And then we should be able to see that number, that statistic go down. So,
Do you think this will aid in the closure of some of our businesses that are owned by people of color, like Fifth and Diamond?
You mean aid to keep them open?
yes, I do. Yes and no. So yes, because the resources are there through the city, through the Department of Small Business Services and other organizations that help fund and keep businesses open. However, if the business has, for example, there was one business that we were unable to assist because of the credit situation of the business owner, and had they only had we been able to contact them a few weeks ahead of when they contacted us, we could have saved them. But time lapsed, and they didn't reach out for help until it was kind of too late.
They didn't know where.
Right.
They literally didn't know where to go.
It was reactive rather than proactive. And so what we're trying to do with this is a proactive approach. As you know, the cure is far better than, having to keep going. And so we try to help everybody as much as
I'd
we
like to
can.
see more of the businesses coming to our meeting. I think that's a start too. If it has to be a formal invitation,
Yeah.
to get them here, sitting at the table, I think we can work on that.
Yeah, you're right. I think if we are able to let even businesses know that we're doing more than just approving liquor licenses at this point, even to let them know that we're here to provide as a resource to the community, as a liaison to even city agencies, I think that they'll be more apt to come as well.
So, I just wanted her to present that so that it's an update. It's been a process that's developed, and it's still going on because as the businesses get involved and they utilize this, there'll be some feedback from them about how they felt the services were that they received, and that feedback will go back to Mary, and we can see where we need to improve this process. Yes, sir.
We also have a problem with public image. Get it right back to the license. That's all you do is license. They know better. the people that continually bring it up. The rest of the public, they don't understand what's going on.
Because they're not here.
They need an answer that it's illegal, that it's by law that we're doing this,
Yes.
all right?
Yes.
There's no law that says we have to do it for other people. And until the community hears these answers,
I mean, I've said that at 50 meetings.
Well,
If the, you know, the barber shop law, the shoe shine law said you have to go to the community board before you can get a shoe shine license, we'd be talking about shoe shine.
Yes.
I mean, it's-
but believe me, the public, people that are raising the issue, no. But that answer has to be given every time because the audience, it's a new audience.
Maybe we
they
need our
don't
own
know.
Well,
publicist.
yeah. Well, I actually asked Mary if she would give a brief presentation in June, and hopefully by that time, more businesses will have been involved in the process and will have an even better idea of how
Wow.
successful this is.
I'm not speaking about businesses knowing what we do. I'm speaking about the public.
No, I
Yeah.
meant the general board meeting to let the public know that we've instituted this to
Yeah.
assist businesses,
Mhm.
particularly the new businesses and the existing businesses that we're trying to keep in the community.
Because there are some people out there that get a big kick out of
Saying that this
stirring up a little bit.
That's true.
But you'd be surprised what those two can stir up.
You know, the option would be, we could, you know, like other community boards, we could just handle it here, committee, and not do, we don't have to do general board meeting presentations, and they'll never be upset anymore, because they'll never think that this is what we're doing.
You know,
And the first time that happens, they'll be yelling,
Yeah.
bring back our license
Yeah,
hearings.
yeah, they would say that there's a big
They-
conspiracy
Yeah,
to
it's
keep
the license.
information from
and
the. Yeah.
smoke-filled rooms. and all
Right,
that
right,
good
back
stuff.
off.
But good government is transparent, and that's why
Absolutely.
we
Amen.
definitely make sure that we do present at the general board meetings, that we do stand up and
No,
we
we had
understand.
discussions here about not doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
but we said, well, it's good for the public, it's good for people to hear what's.
Every
what's going
time
on.
that question comes up, right, during the course of the week, I'll get it 10 times from public outside. Now,
We're
10 people
really not
stop me
doing
and
that
ask
many.
me.
We're really not doing
No,
that many.
not compared
If you,
to
community
other
board
parts of the
two,
city.
which I've gone to, and
No, I
then
agree
the other
with
one
you.
on the Lower East Side, which I
Yes.
can't think of that number
Is
right
it
now.
5?
It's my old neighborhood.
12.
It's
No, it's not a
crazy,
number that we
crazy.
It's what people
Perceive.
don't know, it's ignorance.
Yeah,
Well, they perceive that, oh, that's all we do. We're generating this business, and we're not generating it. What was it, Dr. Samuel's, I shouldn't have said the name, but I did.
You paid a
All
great
right?
respect.
You don't do this, and you don't do that, you don't do, we're gonna be overrun with this. Well, it's not our concern. That's the people that are investing their money into a business, and they know whether they wanna do it or not. I can't tell you what business to operate. You know what you wanna do. You see what the landscape is, and you take your
She was
choice.
asking last month about how many pizzerias there are in Harlem.
Yeah, no,
Like,
no.
we're gonna-
You don't
We're
know,
gonna-
Chuck, come on.
But-
Well, actually, I do
You're
know.
supposed
I
to
know,
I was gonna give it
I-
I can tell her now.
in in Central Harlem, there's not that many.
Yeah, not
But
right.
there are agencies.
But we're gonna start telling them, you should be
There are
pizza, you should be
agencies that
Japanese
exist
instead.
that-
You should be.
Oh, that's real, get in contact with, financial department, they'll be happy to tell you.
Chamber of Commerce.
Taxation or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll be able to tell
Yeah,
you.
they're gonna give you
Absolutely.
this stuff.
See?
Absolutely.
That people, well, you guys don't know anything. Not because we don't know anything, they don't know what we know.
Well, and I've said it in past general board meetings, just come to our committee meetings, you can see the level of scrutiny that we give, the seriousness in which we conduct our business. And unfortunately, they don't know, they don't want to know, and so here we are. And with that, I think it is high time that we say good night. Before 8:30.
This is probably the shortest meeting.
Absolutely. Thank you all for coming.
All right.
I know from DNA.
I'm in the New Orleans report.
Yes.